Hello, everyone. The latest addition to my uh, eccentric collection of antiques is the whistle that you see on the table in front of you. This is something that I've been chasing after for a very long time. Um, I have been collecting whistles on and off. Um, Almost since I was a teenager. I think I was still in school when I started collecting antique whistles. And this particular one is one that I've been chasing for, I would say, at least 10 years. Uh, they are very rare, they're very, very hard to find. And that's why I decided to make a video about it. I do have other whistles. I may make videos about those in the future. If I do, you'll see them in the channel. So yeah, this is a patented Metropolitan Police solid brass nickel-plated police whistle made in Birmingham in England by the famous manufacturer of J. Hudson and Company. Today they are Acme Whistles, and they still make whistles, and they still make this model. Looks a little different nowadays, a bit more polished up. But this is what they would have looked like roughly 100 years ago. So how you date these old whistles is by the address that's stamped onto them, because J. Hudson expanded so many times, they were constantly moving house. And every time they moved premises, they had a new barrel stamp on the whistle barrel. And so you date them by the address. So this one is 244 Bar Street, Birmingham, which dates this to about 1920. So what makes this whistle unique out of millions of Metropolitan Police whistles that were produced for all number of reasons is that this whistle has stamped onto it the Metropolitan Patent Straits Settlements Police Force. The Straits Settlements was a collection of British colonies in the South Pacific in the 19th and first half of the 20th century. The Straits Settlements are what are today known as Malaysia and Singapore. The capital of the Straits Settlements was actually the island of Singapore itself, or rather the city on the island. And whistles exactly like this were manufactured in Birmingham in the UK and shipped halfway around the world to Singapore to be issued to the policemen on the colonial police force, who kept order in Singapore, in Malacca, in Georgetown, in Penang, in Johor Bahru, in where else? In KL, in Muar, up and down the peninsula, and all over the island and the town of Singapore. If you were a police officer in the Straits Settlements Police, you carried one of these whistles. My entire family was born there, and so this is something that my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-great-grandparents would all have been very, very familiar with. They would have seen these whistles carried by the police on their uniform tunic chains. They would have heard the whistles when they were blown in the streets to clear the road, to arrest people, to call for backup, all that kind of stuff to warn of danger. That's what they were all used for. The whistle is very loud, and I'll blow it for you so you can get an idea. Sounds exactly as you would expect. And that is exactly what you would have heard in the streets of Singapore 100 or more years ago. So yeah, a very rare and very unique antique whistle. As I said, these are very rare. They were only manufactured for the Straits Settlements, and they were only manufactured for a very short period of time. Because the Straits Settlements didn't last that long. Once World War II was over, the settlements basically ended. So they were only around for a handful of decades. But yeah, there you are. A very nice antique police whistle. Thank you very much for watching.